Hello, it's me, the disembodied voice of a friendly face. Welcome to House Flipper 2, Landlord Simulator. I am your host, Lando Lord, and today I want to show you a little place I built for me and for my friends. Come along, let's check it out. In House Flipper 2, you take piece of shit, trash, awful houses, really just utterly gussied up stuff, and you turn it alchemy-like into a home, a place worth living, or if you're like me, a little bit of passive income, yeah? A little bit of income for me, the mogul, the entrepreneur. But before we get too far into that, I want to be clear about something. I am not some sort of immoral landlord, okay? I'm not overcharging for rent here. This is a house that I built for me and really for my friend Steve. You see, Steve recently has gone through a divorce, and it seems to me that he could really do to live with a friend. And seeing as I am also divorced, I figure, hey, why not me in my new cool beach house? So I built this house and everything inside of it with him in mind. So without further ado, let's just get the heck in there and I'll show you everything that I've done. All right, you ready? Okay, here we go. So when you walk in, you're greeted with this sort of crazy wallpaper and some mirrors. And this is really to both hypnotize and to cause you to reflect. Who are you as you walk into this bro pad? Who are you? And also, you know who you are. You know who you are. You're a free man. No more fucking wife telling you what to do. You know what I mean? No more take out the trash, do the dishes. No. It's all you by yourself in your boxers with chip crumbs on your chest. You got this. Now, before you move on, there is a stop sign. And you'll notice that right away. And that stop sign is to ask you to pause, to, again, reflect. Reflect once more. Are you sure this is who you are? Yes, of course. This is who I am, and that's not going to change. So we walk on in, and we enter the kitchen. Now, this is really kind of the premier room of the house, at least on this floor. You see, we got bright wallpaper to make us feel really happy and kind of make us feel as bright as our inner spirit really is. Of course, we got gold on the ceiling because we're always looking up, and what we're looking up at is, gold, baby, that cash money. You see, we have a fridge and then another fridge. And the purpose for these two fridges is you got a fridge for someone to go get a Red Bull, a Monster, a Bang Energy, a Diet Pepsi, if you will. And then if you got the boys over, right? You got a second fridge so that if someone's already at this fridge, they hit up the second fridge, no problem. And just because I'm a man who likes to plan for contingencies, I have a chair here. And that chair is for, if both fridges are occupied, go ahead, take a seat. Wash your hands, maybe you can pee in there if you want. We don't have toilets in the house, I'll just say that up front. But, it all goes to the same place, and this kind of looks like a urinal anyway. A little bit of a trough, one of those pee troughs in sports stadiums. So go ahead and do that if you need to. We got the microwave here, got the oven and the stove. And we got a delightful sitting space. Now, in this sitting space, you have it's perfect for just one person to kind of relax. And then, if Steve's here, my buddy Steve, he'll show you his drumming skills, kind of practice his Neil Peart impression. He really feels strongly that he is going to be the next big Rush cover band drummer. And I really believe in him. Now, on this first floor, we also have our bedroom, and so let me go ahead and show you that. Now, in this bedroom, we got bunk beds, and that's, of course, for me and for Steve. Now, Steve can take the top bunk if he wants. I would prefer it, but hey, it's his house. I'm just living here. He can have it. Something you'll notice maybe right away is how many lights there are in our room, and that is because Steve, he does have a son. And now he hasn't been granted full custody of his son yet, but I mean, he's going to get that in court, right? Like, that's just a given, so I figure we plan for it. Now, Steve's son, his name is Beryl, and Beryl is, he's quite the character. One thing Beryl needs at all times is an inflatable pool to sit in. And so if you notice, we have that here in our bedroom. Of course, that's where he's going to sleep. And then over here, we have it in the kitchen as well. And of course, we're not monsters, right? We're not just having Beryl sit in a corner. He does have kettlebells to play with and Rubik's Cubes to chew on, as he likes to do. He does have a brick here to slam this lobster with. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. Beryl has a thing about the ocean. When we get to his room, you'll see what I mean. Of course, we got the TV and the speakers here, so we can watch, you know, sports, poker, so we can watch Real Housewives of Miami together. Me and Steve, you know, we would really love the same media, so I think maybe we're going to start watching The Walking Dead. I've heard that season 1 is great, so I figure the rest of them should be just as fantastic. But yeah, this is our room here. I'm going to turn on the lights because Beryl is quite afraid of the dark. You can see that's why he has a light in all of his little spaces here. I would like to warn you, it gets a little bright. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Oh, okay, right, wow. Yeah, I think some of the lights didn't even turn on. I don't know what the game is trying to do, but I think it's just mad that well, let's just turn that off, that I put that many lights there. But that's okay. You notice, if you look around, that there's a lot of animal wallpaper. And that's because this is just like, we're animals, you know what I mean? Like, me and the boys, we're just animals at the end of the day. Also, Beryl likes turtles, like a lot. He doesn't like that the mean alligators are coming to eat them, but I keep telling him I think they're friends. They're both green and scaly, and you know, they're friends. I don't know that turtles actually have scales, but we're going to quickly move past that. You'll notice also, if you turn around here, there's another stop sign, and that's just in case, you know, someone's coming from outside. They walk past the laundry, you know, we're not doing any laundry here. They walk past the sink. Go ahead and wash your hands before you come in. Stop. You ready to party? Ready to bro down? All right, come on in. Shut the door behind you. You know, we're not animals. I mean, we're animals. We're not animals. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I think that's the bulk of this sort of first area of the house here. Let's go ahead and show you. We're going to save these 2 rooms for last because I don't even know what's inside of here. But this is my office. It's not that interesting. So let's go ahead and go shut the door here. We're not animals. Go upstairs. We got a nice little piece of modern art there, kind of letting you know, hey, don't be so crazy about things. Don't be so serious. You know, just we're just some guys. We're just hanging out. Now this is the real rumpus room of the house. Now this is the boys' room, if you will. As you can see, we got a board game table. It may look like a pool table, but I assure you it's a board game table. We've got some board games here. We're in the middle of a heated game of Dungeons and Roaches. You'll also notice the floating bricks here. Beryl is a really big fan of Mario, so we figure, hey, let's go ahead and defy the laws of gravity to really appease him on that. And then, of course, if you turn around, we do have a real pool table. You'll notice that there's only one color ball. I told Steve to buy a normal set of billiard balls. He just bought a bunch of yellows, and he kept telling me the more balls on the table, the easier it is to win. I'm not really sure what he means by that, but we're gonna figure it out together. You'll notice I think there's a couple on the floor as well. He got real sloppy with it, but I'm just happy he's happy. You'll notice the walls and the ceiling, as much as I could make it, is all reflective steel. And that's so that, one, we got great acoustics for our little home studio over here. Steve does like to rock out, as I said. And, you know, I sing from time to time. And also because, again, reflection. We want to reflect on who we are. We want to, you know, look at ourselves and see, are we being the bros we want to be? Are we being the best version of ourselves for ourselves? And also, are there chip crumbs on our shirt? If there are, we should probably brush those off. Now, I actually built a little extension here. I wanted Beryl to feel really special up here. So I went ahead and built him his own little space. The door does open up. Of course, he has his kettlebells to play with and his Rubik's Cubes to chew on. Gave him a couple cue balls just so that he would feel included. He also has a broken PSP. He does not play video games. He just sort of looks at it and pretends that he is playing Wheel of Fortune. I don't understand the kid. He is truly an enigma, but he does have a little, let's see if I can hop past here. It's a little tricky if you're not Beryl. He does have his light here, of course. We can turn that on and off. But that's his own little space, and I thought that would be very nice for him. You notice we have kind of a barn door here. The nice thing is, you slide that open, there's another door, because are you really sure you want to leave? Are you really sure that you're ready? And if you are, go ahead. And hey, look, you're greeted to that wonderful ocean view, that island living, you know. At the end of the day, we may not have twisty braids or face tattoos, but we're some island boys. We'll go ahead and close that there, close the second door, and now let me take you to what I like to call the transitory room. This is just a place to kind of gather your thoughts, look down at the bros down there, maybe notice for the first time our sweet Tata Mariusa poster that everyone can look at when they're down there hanging out, broing down. And you can kind of just sit here and relax. We got, again, these light, soft colors to kind of make you feel warm and at home and, you know, comforted. Maybe at the end of a long day, maybe if you just lost a really tense game of Dungeons and Roaches, or, you know, you lost a game of whatever's going on over there. You come here, you take a seat, you relax. Just be careful, because this is Barrel's room here. If he comes out of his room or is trying to get into his room and you are here, he may attack you. Don't worry about that too much, though. He's pretty chill. Let's go ahead and check out Barrel's room. I don't think he's here. Barrel? Okay. Whew, thank God he's not here. Okay. Barrel's room is great. This wall was actually black. Just all black when we got it for him. And then he kind of spent some time in here going hog wild, and I don't really know. Now, of course, Barrel does need to get up in the morning for school, homeschool, of course. We're going to kind of teach him the school of hard knocks. And so we do have an alarm clock here. And now we sort of learned the hard way that when Barrel gets upset, he likes to break things, often with his teeth. He has very strong teeth, that kid. And so what we did after going through a couple alarm clocks is we figured maybe we should put some cookies down there in front of the alarm clock just to kind of stop him from completely going ludicrous. And it does seem to slow him down enough to kind of calm him down. And this alarm clock has survived multiple weeks now, so it's really working out for us. Now, you'll notice the sort of wall decor. Barrel is a world traveler, or he wants to be. He keeps saying in his words, I'm going to take it all. I don't know what he means by that, but he seems really invested in getting his passport stamped for every country and kind of getting everywhere he can be, spreading his influence. He has some stuff in these boxes. I asked him what was inside the boxes, and he bit me. So I haven't asked what's in the boxes since. I'm just going to leave them as they are. You'll notice his bed is right up against the sink here. That's because he loves to drink water, does Barrel. And he really gets thirsty in the middle of the night, so he can try to just scoot his little head up, turn on the water, and he puts his whole mouth over the faucet. I keep telling him it's not sanitary. He tells me my mom isn't sanitary, and, that hurts my feelings, but at the end of the day, I mean, he fucking got me. So what can I say? You'll notice that Barrel has a wonderful ocean view. And this is not because Barrel likes the ocean. Barrel hates the ocean. Hates it. And that's because Barrel is he's an avid fisherman. He loves to fish. He loves to kill things and take out their guts and put them on his wall. But the reason that he hates the ocean is because it hides the fish from him. You understand? It hides the fish. And he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that the fish are hidden from him. He wished that they were just all kind of flopping around, eager and ready for him to disembowel them. He's a funny kid. On that theme, he has some ocean-themed wallpaper up here. And I asked him why he wanted that. And he said he wants to keep his eye on the enemy. So, just a fun kid. That's a toilet brush. I don't know. I don't know what he does with that. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So I'm going to shut his door before he comes back and get the hell out of here. Okay, cool. So that's the boys' room. That's where we brought down. And that's most of the house. But finally, let's go ahead and let's take a look at my office. Yeah. So you'll see here, I do a little PC gaming, but I'm a businessman. I have to answer my calls, have to answer, I have a lot of other rental properties. I got to keep track of those while listening to Maroon 5 and Imagine Dragons. I am, a wireless mouse gamer, got my cell phone there just in case I got multiple things going on. I do have a little alarm clock here just to keep me apprised of what time it is. Sometimes I get lost looking out at that ocean. Sometimes I get lost looking out there at Barrel, just absolutely ripping fish to shreds. It's a wild time. So I do need this alarm to go off at least once every hour. Kind of keeps me grounded. Got some lights here just in case we want to get nice and bright with it. But usually I like the natural light of things. And of course, we got the posters of my favorite anime, M-Spinner. I love them all. You got Marion, you got Marcos, and you got Michael. They're really beautiful purple-haired boys who fly robots and spin around just so fast. And, how could it not be your favorite anime? I really don't understand how it couldn't be. This last room here, I haven't really done anything to it. I heard Barrel kind of rustling around in here a couple days ago, so we can kind of look together and see what's going on in here. I'm just gonna close that off, and we can just ignore that. That's probably fine. But yeah, really, that's the whole place. It's a wonderful little place that I've built for Steve. He doesn't know yet that it's for him. He and Barrel have been playing around here, but he thinks this is just my pad. But I figure I gotta tell him, dude, you're divorced. I mean, his wife died, but that's basically the same, right? I mean, he's not married anymore. His wife is, kaput. So I figure, come hang out with me, and I already have all this stuff for Beryl. So what's the problem? And actually, you know what? I'm realizing this, and I can't believe Beryl hasn't said anything to me about it. But just super duper quick, before he gets back and notices, because it's really lucky that he hasn't, we got to get him a pool in here, and we got to get him a pool in here like now. Because if we don't, he is going to attack. So let me go ahead and get this here. I am going to make it special for his room. Let's go ahead and get... yeah, he'll love that. There you go, Beryl. Please don't attack me. Cool. I really love Steve. Beryl is a tough nut to crack, but me and Steve, we're gonna bro down hard. Just as soon as he has the funeral. But yeah, I mean, thanks for coming and hanging out and watching and checking out the place with me. I put a lot of work into it. I actually streamed a lot of the work I did. So if you want to, subscribe and hit that little bell for notifications when I go live, I mean, you could do that. You could even go down to my Patreon because, I may have the passive income of my rental properties and stuff, and also my foreclosure business. But I can only make so much money from that. So I would also like money from you guys to help me continue doing that sort of work. And when House Flipper 2 comes out for real, I think we're gonna do a lot more weird shit like this. So yeah. This is sort of a weird little different thing. Thought I'd throw it up there on the YouTubes. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am Lando Lord. This is Landlord Simulator, and I will see you guys at the next property. Take care.